Zinn, far right, 41, Jeffrey Brazell. We'll start with the head coach, Greg McDermott.
I'm not sure at any point during my 6 years, minus postseason, obviously, because you lose and you're done then, did we need a win as bad as we needed it today. We were a little fragile after what's happened to us the last couple of games and how it's happened. So I was pleased that we were able to come out with some energy to start the game. I mean, the start of the game and the start of the second half is, I mean, that's the difference in the game. And we kind of let them back in it. I thought we had a chance to maybe throw a knockout punch in the first half when we got up 13 or 14. But they only scored on 2 of their first 13 possessions and 4 of their first 19 to start the second half, and that allowed us to stretch that lead out. So we did not start the second half well against Arizona State. That was a big difference in the game. So the fact that we were able to flip that and do a good job in those parts of the game turned out to be really, really key for us. We'll do these guys first.
Jeffrey, could you expand on what your coach said about the urgency and why this game was so important to you guys, for both of you guys?
Well, this was definitely a very important game, not just because we lost to, but because it's Nebraska. It's a huge rivalry game. We really look forward to this game every year. Big for the state of Nebraska, big for basketball itself. This was a big one for us.
Isaiah, same thing. Why so much urgency? You could see it early.
You know, these guys both kind of touched on it already. We just needed to come back and kind of find our way again. You know, 2 losses. We had to find a way to bounce back, and I think we did a pretty good job of that.
You didn't really have much going in the first half. Was that kind of coming out of the locker room, going to you earlier there in the second half? Is that kind of what you guys came out wanting to do there?
Yeah, the game plan itself was just to go to me early, and me hurting my ankle or whatever I heard definitely, you know, put a damper on that in the first half. In the second half, I missed 2 easy shots, and then that third one fell for me, so I just kind of got it rolling.
Yeah, you mentioned about the ankle. What happened there, and how did it progress throughout the game?
Well, I went up for a rebound and came down, and he came down on top of my knee and kind of just pushed my ankle back. And it's kind of hard to explain, but it popped, and then I came out and started jogging in the hallways, just trying to get it warm. Got it warm, got out. Just tried to let it affect my game as little as possible, and I was really struggling at some points to move, to jump. It was definitely hard to get up and block shots or get rebounds, but I was able to push through it.
For both guys, the mindset after they cut it to 4 with basket in the second half, you guys been through stuff like that before. What did you try to do like that?
Just stay within our system. We know what we have to do. We move the ball, set screens, and you know, we just play Creighton basketball. And we had some open shots and started getting the ball into Jeff to start the half and got it rolling for us.
Z, just talk a little bit about what it means for you guys to get another win this rivalry. Jeff talked about it a little bit, but is it a little extra special for you guys when you team down the road?
Obviously, you know, it's a great rivalry. When I first got here, I actually took a visit when we played Nebraska, so I kind of got to see the atmosphere early and really learned that it's a big rivalry game. Just means that much more. It's one game, but at the same time, it means a lot.
I was, you know, pretty ecstatic to be able to leave Creighton with 5 wins against Nebraska. That's kind of what went through my head. I was very happy, you know, Blue State for all 5 years.
I guess both guys, Coach talked a little bit about the fragile feeling. Did you guys sense any fragileness coming into this game?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, we definitely felt it. We definitely needed a win, and we definitely came out and showed what we can really do.
I don't know if I'd say fragile. I'd say urgency. We just felt that need to, bounce back and get a win. You can't have a losing streak. You try to limit everyone to one loss, and we happened to let it slide to two, so we had to put a stop to it tonight.
Both guys, I guess. Coach Miles talked about some of the guys that hadn't been in this atmosphere before, in this environment, maybe not knowing what they were getting into tonight. That could be said for Kyrie, but he seemed to step up to the occasion. What did you think about the way he played tonight and all he had to do?
I mean, Kyrie's been great for us all year. He's been big on our team. He's really stepped up, and tonight is just another example. I mean, we know what he can do, and it's great that he's starting to show the fans and media obviously what he can do.
Lee, we obviously had a rough shooting day at Loyola. I guess to come out and fix some stuff right off the bat, how much did that take you up?
Well, I knew coming into this game that I had to play better. 0 for 7 isn't what I do, and I had to bounce back and had to be a leader in different ways. So coming out and doing what I did was pretty big.
Take 2 more for the student athletes. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Good job.
Questions for Mr. German?
You talked a little bit about what Kyrie brought tonight as far as he had big responsibilities for the
Well,
in this environment.
their best player had 6 points. So that sums up what he did and how valuable he was. And, and then he's sniffing a triple-double with 9 rebounds, 7 points, and 7 assists. So he's learning to impact the game in more ways with each passing day. And but he was outstanding, and it was a team effort because obviously we were switching a lot of ball screens with Shields, so different guys got put on him, and our goal was to take away his strengths. We knew the White matchup was a tough matchup for us. We really struggled with where to put Cole and Toby because essentially they're playing 4 guards, and we made the decision to try to take Shields out of it, and knew we may give up something to White. I didn't want to give up 28, obviously, but some of that was because of our carelessness with the turnovers in the first half as well.
How big was it for you guys? It seemed like they started to try and chip away with 10 minutes left. It seemed like it gave them 12, 14.
Well, it was huge, mostly because of what happened last time we played a home game here. It was very similar, only we had a bigger lead tonight and had a chance to really throw a knockout punch. I felt against Arizona State, we were up 8. I thought we should have been up 16 or 18. We missed some layups, had some open looks. We gave them some easy ones to allow them back in it, and I felt much the same tonight. Our carelessness, and Nebraska turned up the heat, to their credit. They were a little more aggressive on the ball screens, and we got a little fatigued, and we didn't fight through it very good. So, we've had some bad 6-minute stretches, the first 6 minutes of the second half against Arizona State, the first 16 minutes of the game at Loyola, and then that last 6 or 7 minutes of the half tonight. And we have to try to figure out a way to get through that a little bit better. I've got to do a better job. And, I tried to go to the bench early and get some guys some earlier breaks, not very long ones, but at least get them a little rest, and I've got to continue to manage that a little bit better.
Mac, how important was it for you to come out and not just take shots, but play with a lot of energy?
Yeah, Isaiah's been good. I mean, what is it now? He's got 29 assists and 5 turnovers on the year, and those are incredible numbers for a guy that's known as a shooter. He's impacting the game in more ways than his shooting, and defensively, if you break down the film and you grade it out, he's usually in the right place at the right time, doing the right things. He executes blockouts, tries to keep his man off the board. And tonight we needed to get off to a start. And obviously we had some shots at Loyola that could have got us off to a good start. They didn't go down, and we struggled. And his ability to get us going tonight was big, to get the crowd in the game and give our team a little shot in the arm.
Hey, Greg, what is it about playing these guys here that seems to bring out the best in your team? And for you, it goes back to 2 times, but it predates you too. What's just your perspective on that, and why you guys play so well, particularly at home?
Well, we have a great crowd. it's a great venue, and we have a passionate fan base. So, and because we've had the upper hand in the last 15 years, the pressure is really on them. And obviously it's a huge game for us, and our guys love it because there's a different buzz on campus. There's a different buzz on social media for this game. It's different than any other game we play all season. So it's enjoyable for our guys. It's why you play college basketball. But to answer your question, we play well at home because of our crowd. That's it's a difference maker for us. On the golf course, for sure. I've had some pretty good luck in the basketball floor. We've got a few bounces have gone our way.
Well, we're anxious about whether Cole will play or not. Gets out there and then he has to come right out at the game. I guess talk a little bit about what you saw.
I don't think he was probably as aggressive as was able, maybe possibly could have been. That's probably human nature. I thought his shot looked good. I watched him shoot some in warm-ups, and I liked the rotation, the arch. He seemed like it. And the ones that he missed were right on line in front of the rim. So obviously conditioning's a factor when you miss 3 or 4 days. With he couldn't do anything. And here's a guy that's used to shooting every single day. So it was very similar to the same injury Doug had a few years ago, and we just have to manage it. And he's going to have to rest it a lot probably on practice days, and hopefully we can maybe give it another injection on Saturday and see if he can go again. But he had 2 big baskets for us, a big block on the other end in the second half. So it was good to have him out there. Our bench would have taken a serious hit without him.
I guess they cut the 6 in the first half, even though they scored the second. That stretch to start the second half was pretty big as far as putting the lead back up and holding it. What was the mindset in the locker room knowing that they had a chance to be up?
It was a very similar feeling to Arizona State, which scared the daylights out of me because I think everybody in the locker room felt on that game that we should have been up more than we were, and tonight was very similar. But we also talked about what happened the second half against Arizona State, that they're going to come out fighting, and they got the layup to start. Jeff missed one down low, and then we were able to get 3 layups and stretch that lead back to 10 all around the rim. So Jeff's playing with a lot of confidence, and the guys have confidence in him. And we executed some offense pretty well to create some spacing so they couldn't get there with the double team in time. I think there's more possessions, obviously, with the 30-second shot clock. I think teams are playing a little faster. I personally, and this is my personal opinion, I don't see a huge difference in the way the game's being called. And maybe there's a couple hand checks or moving screens, but I think it's very similar to how it's been done in the past. And I think as long as scoring is up, I don't think anybody's going to say anything. If scoring starts to take a dip, then I think they'll start to call it. My fear is it's difficult for us as coaches and players to make that change because we're creatures of habit. We've done things a certain way for so long, but it's also difficult for officials. They've watched games and called games a certain way for a long time, and now a bang play, and you have to make a snap decision. I think you're going to revert back to what you know and what you've done. So I certainly don't think the officials are doing a bad job. They're not. I just think it's a period of adjustment for all of us, players, coaches, and officials.
You always talk about almost trying to do too much early in the season. What did you see out of him today kind of in that game?
Well, I thought defensively he was active and did some good things. I thought he picked his spots to attack. Obviously, he had a big 3 on a post double team, which was good, which I think he needed to go in. He's almost trying too hard. He's trying too hard to get to the right spot and get a guy an open shot or get himself shook loose for a layup. And if he just relaxes and plays and reads it, he'll be fine. And I think he'll be someone that improves as the season goes on. But this was good for his confidence as well. Well, it's in some ways it's a dream team in that regard. You know, I hate preparing for teams that are so balanced that you can't point to one thing to stop. And the good news is we have 5 guys in double figures, and Toby and James aren't 2 of them. And I think they both have the capability of giving us a little bit more offensively than they're giving us. And James has always been a slow starter. He was last season, and I'm hopeful that, you know, his second half, he hit a shot, got to the rim, and made a free throw or 2. So hopefully that'll jumpstart him. We need him. We need his offensive punch, and obviously, you know, Toby's shooting 42% from 3, and that's a big part of what we want him to do. So, you know, I like where we're at offensively. I think we can tweak some things to get better, and then our defense needs to grow along with it.
Any other questions?
Thank you.